Yeah. Very good evening and welcome to the City of Greater Geraldton Ordinary Meeting of the Council on the 28th of July 2026, held at these chambers here in Cathedral Avenue, and I declare the meeting opened at 1700 hours. Point 2 on the agenda is acknowledgement of country. I would like to respectfully acknowledge the Yamatji people, who are the traditional owners and the first people on the land in which we meet. I'd like to pay my respects to the elders past, present and future, for they hold the memories, the traditions and the hopes of Yamatji people. Point 3 is a record of attendance and apologies and leave of absence. We have apologies from Councillor Kiemik and also Director Norling. Point 4 is disclosure of interests, and we have Mr. CEO, Mr. Ross McKim has declared a financial direct interest in item number CS322, Annual CEO Performance Review 25-26, as it relates to his employment at the City. Point 5 is response to public questions taken on notice. There are none. Point 6, we have public question time. We did not receive any questions prior to that, but we do have some in writing here from Mr. Hickey. So if Mr. Hickey would like to come to the lectern, he has presented some questions in written form, so I'll ask Mr. Hickey to come and state his name and address, and just remind everybody that we do, the meeting is live streamed. So if you could start with your name and address. Thanks, Mr Hickey.
Okay, Sean Hickey, Tarcoola Beach, Gerald. I have two questions. The first question concerns planning and coastal sustainability and development with reference to the KERMAP or SHERMAC projections. So, yeah, the other day, just driving along Marine Terrace near Grays Beach, it's notable how high the road is compared with the sandplain to the north and the lighthouse ahead. And certainly you're aware of the erosion around the old marine rescue site and the close by dunes. To the south of Grays is Separation Point, Wimps, Back Beach and Tarcoola Beach. The suburb of Mohammeds dominates a large residential area, which is the Back Beach, with more planned by council around Wimps Beach. What are the CURMAP, in case I get the pronunciation wrong, recommendations for this area that is essentially on the same sandplain?
Thank you, Mr Hickey. We do not have a prepared answer for you, but we will give you a prepared answer for that in the time. Thank you.
Okay, there's no questions about what I'm asking there?
No, you've presented a question, but we don't have the correct answer for you at this stage to come off the cuff. So
okay.
we will give you a prepared answer.
Thank you.
So question
so
two.
Secondly, I'm looking for an explanation to the fast degrading nature of our natural assets, the beach and dunes, due to the damage being done, some would say on a daily basis. A trip to Cape Burney reveals a very significantly degraded beach, and almost total control of the area is under four-wheel drive and motorbikes, particularly any weekend. So any of the recreational areas that you suppose you might find family and kids, no, you won't find them in that location. Even the fishers seem to have moved away from the area. So very unfortunately, this type of hooning is now beginning to scale up on Back Beach and Tarcoola Beach. No more relaxing times can be expected as a given, so I'm not too sure what the visitors think. The hacking of dunes, as I've seen it, began around the Separation Point area and then a little bit south of the no vehicle sign, but is now commonly around the Wimps, the Surf Club and the Tarcoola Beach areas. Yes, and around the entry to Southgates if we want to go that far. So to watch a dog bail up a young motorbike enthusiast, for me, was a good thing the other day. But to see motorbikes and four-wheel drives trashing the dunes is not so good. Entry points are everywhere from the road, especially with gravel road-based material starting the lead-in pathways from the footpath road area. Council might be sold on the money and the effort that they want to spend on youth precincts on the foreshore, but I can assure you that the community and visitors value our coastal spots for passive recreation and, yes, for the youth. And I suppose, yeah, and many others. But the value of the benefits of nature are there for all to see, and the dune locations. When and how will council deal with an increasing degradation along our beaches?
Thank you, Mr Hickey. That will require a detailed response, so we will get that in writing back to you. Thank you for your thing.
Thank you.
And you may notice we do have a new system here, which with new microphones and that, so that will be so. So we'll take them on notice and give you a full response to those. Thank you. There's no further questions. We move on to point 7 is applications for leave of absence. There are a couple existing approved leave, but I bring to note that Councillor Van Stein has previously granted leave of absence as reported. However, this leave is no longer required. Accordingly, the annual leave will be removed from future reporting following the publication of the minutes. So we have an executive recommendation there. Councillor Denton?
Happy.
Sorry?
My machine's just crashing, sorry.
Oh, just hold 5, thank you.
Okay, I'm not sure what's happening. Yes, restart. One page drive, remember? Did I click on that? What do you want me to do? Control it, delete? What is it? That one? Sorry, forgive me. It's okay. It hasn't saved anything. Sorry, Jerry.
That's all right.
Right.
Okay, we're good to go? There we go. So we have executive recommendation there, and Councillor Denton has moved that motion, so we need a seconder, and I note Councillor Giudice is seconding that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wish to speak? Councillor?
No, thank you.
Okay. Does anyone wish to oppose that? Nobody, so we'll, that motion to approve leave of absence is approved. Motion is passed, sorry. Point 8 is petitions and deputations. There are none. Point 9 is confirmation of minutes of the previous meeting. Councillor Colliver?
Yes, happy to move that the meetings are correct. Thank you.
Thank you. And do we have a seconder for that motion? Thank you. Councillor Giudice?
Happy to second. Thank you.
Thank you. Nothing further. Does anyone wish to oppose that motion? I will move that that motion is passed unanimously. Thank you. Moving along, point 10, announcements by the Chair and presentations. Councillor Fiorenza.
Yes, Mr Mayor. On the 16th of July, you met with Marine Rescue Geraldton about the future location. What, from the city's point of view, what's the current state of play and council's position at the moment?
Well, I don't think council has taken a position on it at the moment, but that will come in time. But they have earmarked a new location. They're currently in the multi-user centre. The city has kindly offered them some premise there. They find it unsuitable. It's quite small and cramped and doesn't able to carry on with their normal activities which they would like to be able to do. So they came to us mentioning that they have earmarked a property that they would like to move into before any building, standalone building is made available to them from DFIS. So basically they are hunting for funds to cover the costs of occupying that building. No other questions on those announcements? We will move right along. Number 11 is reports of committees and officers. 11.1, reports of development services. Item DS 100, Bushfire Risk Management Plan 26-28. And I'll move that one from the chair. Do I have a seconder to Deputy Mayor Colliver?
Happy to second, thank you.
Thank you. So this bushfire risk management plan for 26-28 comes about. Usually when every big fire incident comes about, there's an inquiry and then there's some recommendations which to take, and this one came out of the Hills fire several years ago, that local government do a bushfire risk management plan to identify key areas within their jurisdiction which could be vulnerable and which works can take place to probably offset some of those risks. And the city has in previous years been because they do have a risk management policy, been able to gain some funding for mitigation, which has been highly beneficial. So no promises at this stage if there is funding, but you definitely will not get any if you don't have a plan. So this one has gone through and through the authorities. So now it's up to us to endorse that. So I ask you to approve that. Deputy Mayor Colliver, do you have...
I have nothing further to say. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Does anyone wish to oppose that motion? We'll move that that is approved unanimously. Item DS 101, Council Policy 4.8, Legal Representation for Council Members and Employees. Councillor Van Stein.
I'll move that. Mr.
Thank
Mayor.
you. And second, Councillor Colliver.
Yes, happy to second, thank you.
Councillor Van Stein, do you wish to
Sure,
speak
thank you,
for
Mr.
your
Look,
motion?
this is just an example of disappointment that we experience as local government by continued malicious complaints and the like by folk that wish to seek and exploit legal processes. In this case, it's against a hard-working loyal member of staff who shall go named, who is the subject of quite a salacious person who shall go unnamed and is not without previous form in this. And it's just disappointing that when we are all surrounded here trying to do the legal job and that we are all engaged to do, employees and the like, that we are forced to comply with onerous laws and regulations that see us expend tens of thousands of dollars in defence of hardworking, honest people. So I hereby support this recommendation to support our staff and lead with strength. And as much as this will probably be quite an uncomfortable and horrible process for the employee, I wish him well and I hope that it continues on. He's not the first person to go through such a process, and sadly he won't be the last. But let's wish that person, so I don't even identify him at all, that person well and all. And I strongly endorse people to stand up to this sort of litigation bullying that we experience from time to time.
Thank you, Councillor Van Stein. Deputy Mayor Colliver, seconder, you wish to speak?
Yes, likewise, it is imperative that we financially support the legal costs of an employee who is subject to legal proceedings that have arisen from the employee's legal requirements to perform their statutory duties and functions on behalf of the city. So yes, as Councillor Van Stein said, it's really, really disappointing that it comes to this, but sadly this is the nature of the world that we live in today. So I fully support it. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Any speakers? You have a question?
Yes,
Councillor
Mr. Mayor.
Fiorenza?
Just for myself and the gallery's purpose, it just strikes me as interesting that a policy like this was not in place or something similar previous. Was there something similar? Is there something that's been beefed up, or is it just something that we now need because we didn't have something like this?
Director Radaj.
Thank you, Councillor, for the question. We've had this policy in place for a while.
Thank you. No further questions. Do you have any speakers against? Any other speakers who wish to speak for the motion? Councillor Van Stein, do you need any closing remarks? Councillors, I ask you to cast your vote on this item, please. There we go. That motion is passed 8-0. 11.2, Reports of Community and Culture. Item CC 037, appointment of HMAS Sydney 2 Memorial Warden and Deputy Warden for the terms of 26 to 28. So we have Councillor Giudice.
Happy to move.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Councillor Colliver, second the motion. Thank you. Councillor Giudice, you wish to speak?
Yes, I'd just like to say thank you to Peter Spike Jones and Warren Nathan for your time and dedication given to the role of Warden and Deputy Warden since 2022. You've received favourable feedback from key stakeholders as both of you are willing. I would really like to see them reinstated into their roles as per the recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Colliver, do you wish to?
Mr Mayor, having worked with Warden Spike Jones and the Deputy Warden Warren Nathan over a number of years on all things HMAS Sydney 2, these two men are of great integrity and are fully supported by the key stakeholders, the Naval Association of Australia, the RSL Geraldton Sub-Branch and the Geraldton Voluntary Tour Guides Association, all of whom have said, and in their words, the current Warden and Deputy Warden act with respect and integrity whilst ensuring the significance and dignity of the memorial are preserved. And I just could not agree more. So I fully support these appointments. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions, councillors? Councillor Fiorenza? you
Yes,
have a question?
Mr Mayor, just to basically reiterate the work that's done. Can we just get an idea, and for the gallery and those present, what this role generally involves? Because obviously it's a seriously important role, but it's more than just ceremonial, I believe.
Mr CEO will respond to that one.
Yes, thank you for the question. Look, the warden was put in place, 10, 11, 12, 13 years ago. And the warden's role is to oversight the memorial from a perspective of the processes for the service and to make sure that we are looking after it well. And if there's ever any decisions to be made up there regarding infrastructure or operations or events, that the warden gets involved and helps us with that. I guess the biggest thing during the year is the annual memorial service, the annual event, which they have a big part in, and it takes them months and months to organise that, to obtain speakers, the band, to pick the service, etc., etc. So, yeah, reiterating, they've done a great job.
Mr Adams, as the author of the item, would you like to add to that, please?
Sure. Thank you, Mr Mayor, and thank you for the question, Councillor, through the Chair. Just to expand a little bit on the CEO's words, the Warden and Deputy Warden, they're probably the conduit between the community and the city, and it's my honour to look after that memorial on behalf of the city. I'm in constant communication with the Warden, probably weekly, if not minimum fortnightly. Can you just look at this, or just heard this, just that constant thing, especially around the time when the anniversary happens in November. Big projects, as my boss said, constant, look, what do you think about this? Sounding board, his opinion, because he's highly respected in the military, and also conduit between the volunteer tour guides. Any questions or issues they have, they come through him to me, and also the Smiths. No, most welcome.
Thank you, Mr Adams, and I forgot to give your title as Manager of Sport and Leisure. So are there any further questions on this item? Do we have any speakers against that motion? Any other speakers for? Councillor Giudice, do you want any closing remarks? Anyone wish to oppose this item? Move that that motion is passed unanimously. 11.3, Reports of Corporate Services, item CS 315, Voting Delegates 2026 Walga Annual General Meeting. And I'll move from the chair that we move the motion, the council by simple majority pursuant of section 5.2 of the Local Government Act 1995 resolved to just appoint Deputy Mayor Colliver and Councillor Giudice as voting delegates to represent the City of Greater Geraldton at the 2026 Walga Annual General Meeting. There is no point 2, and the reason for the variation from the executive recommendation is that Council remove point 2 as there are no proxy voting delegated available to attend the 2026 Walga Annual General Meeting. So do I have a seconder for that, please? Councillor Denton.
Happy to second that. Thank you.
Thank you. It's pretty self-explanatory, so I will not be speaking for it. Councillor Denton, do you need to speak? No. Are there any questions? No. Does anyone wish to oppose that one? We'll move that that motion is passed unanimously. Get to the right page. Moving right along, item CS 316, Council Policy 1.8, Community Funding Programs. Do we have a mover? Councillor Colliver. Thank you. We need seconder, Councillor Denton.
Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Colliver, do you wish to speak?
Just briefly, look, we had quite a in-depth discussion around this over through concepts forums and the like, so everybody's well aware of the changes that are made. What is really great to see is the range of community grants that are available, and I'm really hoping that it provides plenty of scope and therefore opportunity to support more groups in our community. So I would ask my fellow councillors to support. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Denton?
Nothing further to add. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item, councillors? Anyone wish to speak against it? Councillor Van Stein, wish to speak against? Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Look, I appreciate people need to review their things from time to time, but what we are seeing here is a breaking up of a few program streams into 6 or 7 with various levels of delegation, various levels of management, and various levels of oversight. Some of these grants will run down as low as $100 or $200, and they involve 5 or 6 people touching them. And I find that a horrendously bureaucratic use of resources and time, and should not be the case. I appreciate there may be some people out there and under current nonsense circumstances that it might be a bit gun-shy in exercising discretion, given recent nonsense findings. But that doesn't mean that these systems that we've led the way with don't try and bypass this system. Indeed, some of these fundings one of these funding streams, particularly the MDF, was established to try and circumvent what is a wildly long-winded process. The idea that 14 days is rapid goes against everything. Normally, a lot of these funds, for example, were used because they needed a decision that day. They needed one the next day. They're often building applications and planning applications and fees that couldn't be lodged for missing timeframes, and we're simply going to miss them by design. By design. And the idea that we'd break these things down into such small components and then make the grants committee meet quarterly over the top of that, we really are creating, and this is going to end up, we're trying to design a horse. We're going to come out with a 3-legged camel at this rate with 2 humps. So I don't agree with this at all. I think the current system is just fine the way it is, and I think the grants committee do a wonderful job. I think the mayor's done a wonderful job. I think everyone's done a wonderful job up until now, and that turning this into a bit of a circus of bureaucracy goes against everything. I just couldn't think of a worse scenario than having 4, 5 or 6 staff touching a $3,000 grant. I find that wild. And it should just be dealt at the committee level, fine, delegate their authority, that's what they were there to do, and keep the streams together instead of trying to confuse everyone. Because if we can't get a simple policy that can't define one thing or another clearly, we're going to go and develop a policy that has 6 or 7 different definitions for a funding grant. Imagine the complaints and the like and the challenges you're going to get to that. So no, I don't support this. I think we've got a good system. It's managed well by the staff. It's done great by the staff. And I just think we should just keep it simple and keep those grants flowing. Thank you.
Thank you. Any speakers for? Councillor Fiorenza?
Question, Mr Mayor?
Yes, certainly.
The reason that this was brought before council to be looked at or rejigged, for want of a better term, do we have any background on that? Because obviously it was brought forward for several reasons. The people running that section have been there for a very long time, so I believe, have a good understanding of the processes. So what was the, so to speak, the reason probably that this was brought forward to be perhaps revamped?
So I'll ask Chief Financial Officer Nita Jane to explain that or reply to that question. Thank you.
Thank you for the question, and through the Mayor. This policy was due for review, so it certainly was not brought out of cycle for a review, and the opportunity was taken to consult with the officers involved in the grants program, who, like Councillor Van Stein mentioned, have been involved for quite some time. We also consulted with ones like Councillor Keemick, who have also been on the panel for an extended period of time. So the main change is the change to what was the community grant and community support program, which those two have been combined, and then within them 3 streams applied. So the Mayor's Discretionary Fund has been rebadged as a rapid response one. The service agreements is unchanged. The festival and events is unchanged. So there is, as part of that, we also did an investigation of other councils and what is being delivered across other organisations. And whilst that doesn't mean that's what we have to do, it is good to understand what's being delivered in the industry. And we also sought some advice from WOLGA on the current program, hence why we've presented both the policy and the guidelines to Council for approval. That was the recommendation of WOLGA, that both the policy and the guidelines should be approved by Council.
Thank you. No further questions. Do we have a speaker for? Ask again, do we have any speakers against the motion? Councillor Milnes, you wish to speak against?
Yeah. So my thoughts are that I agree with Councillor Van Stein's point of view, and I think what was difficult for me to understand as a new councillor was that the system as it was already kind of confusing, that people may have their applications denied because they're in the wrong category. And it now seems that we've created categories within categories, and we've put a whole lot more categories in there. And I think if it was confusing before, I think putting more categories in there is probably going to be more confusing. So that's why I speak against this as well.
Thank you. Any other speakers for? Any other speakers against? Deputy Mayor Colliver, do you want closing remarks?
Yes, just briefly. Thank you, Mr Mayor. Noting the concerns of Councillor Van Stein and Councillor Milnes, look, I'm confident that due diligence has been done by our officers for let's not forget that these are funds, these are ratepayers' funds at the end of the day. So I'm confident that that due diligence has been done. Noting your concerns, of course, and I think that it will provide some flexibility and a good opportunity to be able to get those ratepayer funds through this funding grant out the door to a further range of people. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the debate on this motion. So councillors, now ask you to cast your vote, please, once it comes up on your screens. There we go. So that motion is passed 6-2. Moving along, item CS 317, monthly financial report for the period ended 30th of June 2026. There we go. Councillor Giudice,
Happy to move the recommendation, thank you.
thank you. And seconded Deputy Mayor Colliver. Thank you. Councillor Giudice, you wish to speak on the motion?
No, thank you.
Deputy Mayor Colliver?
No, just noting that we are yet to fully close out the financial year. That is correct. Yes, yes.
Sorry, I missed that
I
comment.
just said noting that we are yet to fully close out the financial year. That is correct. Yes.
We've closed out, but we're still doing the reconciliation for end of year. Yep.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Anyone wish to speak against? Right, councillors, I will ask you to... Oh, do you need any closing remarks? Okay, so councillors, I ask you to cast your votes, please. That motion is passed 8-0. Item CS 320, Annual Procurement Plan, Corporate Supply Contracts Renewals for the financial year 2026 to 2027. Deputy Mayor Colliver, you wish to move?
Yes, I'm happy to move the executive recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you. And seconder for that motion? Do we have a seconder? Councillor Giudice? Thank you. Wish to speak?
Yes, just briefly, as stated in the report, the endorsement of this plan is tied to the changes to the delegations register as approved by Council at the June meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Giudice? Any questions? Anyone wish to speak against? Anyone wish to speak for? Okay, we require an absolute... You don't want any closing remarks? So we require an absolute majority on this one. So, Council, I ask you to cast your votes, please. So that motion is passed 8-0. Moving right along, item CS 33322, Annual CEO Performance Review for 25-26. And as I speak, just to remind CEO, Mr McKim, has declared a financial direct interest in item number CS 322, Annual CEO Performance Review 25-26, as it relates to his employment at the city. And we note that Mr McKim has left the chambers. Councillor Fiorenza, you wish to move?
Yes, Mr Mayor, I'd like to move the recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have a seconder from Councillor Deputy Mayor Colliver.
Yes, happy to second. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Councillor Fiorenza, if you wish to speak.
Mr Mayor, I can be probably quite succinct on this. I think we could go into great depth as to the CEO and hit the key indicators in which we are so lucky to be on the panel that had to oversee this recommendation. But I must say that the key performance indicators must be reiterated to both the gallery and those present, that they were put up by the CEO, and that is the method in this, that the CEO has their own indicators that we do review. And those reviews that we looked at see that he often puts himself at high risk of being perhaps downgraded sometimes on his performance, because he's a humble person and has very high standards on what he achieves in regards to the city and the outcomes of the city's various projects. And I'm just happy to say that from what I've seen and the panel saw, we were very happy with both the CEO's performance and also the way he has conducted himself in all realms of the key indicators. So I'd like to endorse the recommendation, the executive's recommendation of the CEO performance plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Fiorenza. As a seconder, Deputy Mayor Councillor Colliver, do you wish to speak?
Oh, look, Councillor Fiorenza has summed it up beautifully. You will note, as per the report, that Mr McKim has achieved all his KPIs and did that very, very well, with the exception of a couple which were tied to successful budget bids, which were not supported by council. So that was our fault, not his. So he's done a great job. So yes, I fully support this. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions on this item, bearing in mind sensitive, no questions. Anyone wish to speak against? Do we have any speakers for? No. Councillor Fiorenza, do you want any closing remarks?
Only just to reiterate the points made by myself and Deputy Mayor Colliver of how we believe, without wanting, for want of a better word, the outstanding performance of our CEO to this point. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that wraps up the debate on this item. So, councillors, we need an absolute majority on this one. So I will ask you to cast your votes on this, please. That motion is passed 8-0. Now I invite Mr McKim to return to chambers at, well, he hasn't come back yet. Mr McKim has returned to chambers at 17:38, and just to inform him that the motion as printed there in the document has passed 8-0. So thank you. 11.4, reports of infrastructure services. There are nil, or there are none. 11.5, reports of the Office of the CEO. CEO 152, hire e-scooter, expression of interest. Councillor Van Stein.
Just to move the executive recommendation, please, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. And we have a seconder, is Deputy Mayor Councillor Colliver. Councillor Van Stein, you have the floor.
Thank you. I think a couple of months ago I was quoted as saying that what had happened is we'd had an old trusty beam service running around servicing everyone, and then Claudia Schiffer showed up and everyone, it caught their eye. Well, I've subsequently been told that the reference was probably lost on a large proportion of our population, so perhaps we all caught our eye by Sydney Sweeney. However, unfortunately for AREO, Sydney Sweeney has a depth of acting talent behind her, and AREO were unable to go through with their delivery of the contract, as was mentioned on the night. Therefore, I think it's only right that we go through and support Beam, as we have done for 4 years, and despite multiple extensions to contracts, say this is not their first extension, I don't think it's their second, this might be their third extension we've given them. Can we please just look after people that look after us first and foremost, and not get caught up in things that don't yet exist? What this would be, if there are matters going back to objections, I will allow that to occur, of course. But let's just hopefully, we're very lucky that we have an organisation such as Beam Mobility. I've spoken to many people who were probably of the opinion they should probably tell us to all go and take a long walk off a short bridge for the way that they were taken to. But nonetheless, here we are, and I think it's fitting and worthy and great that it's come back, and we've offered an alternative pathway forward to delivering the scooters that are overwhelmingly popular in our city, and I commend you to the executive recommendation.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Colliver,
yes, thank you, Mr Mayor. Thank you. Look, you know, for better or for worse, we all know why we are here tonight, because this has all played out very publicly. What I would like to say is that while we all may not have agreed on the provider for this service, What council is absolutely united in is its support for having an e-scooter provider in Geraldton. We've always backed that in, so that's really, really good that council's united on that. And, you know, I personally am really pleased that the service will continue. So I thank Beam for that, and I think we just need to move on with this one now. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions, councillors? Councillor Ferenczi, you have a question?
Yes, I do, Mr Mayor, and I think it would be remiss of us not to revisit why we had the discussion and the decision that was made at the last council meeting regarding this particular subject of e-scooters. The question that I would like to put through you, Mr Mayor, is despite the fact that Beam have been brought back into the fray, and as the Deputy Mayor so succinctly put it, that is basically because we're in full support of having a service here in Geraldton. But the very reason that there was some change in the thoughts of councillors and the decision making on this issue at the last meeting that we had, are Beam still aware of the concerns that we had, and are they dealing with those concerns?
Mr CEO?
Through the chair, and thank you for the question. I think the answer would be yes. The original council resolution, was it January, February, made it clear that safety was an issue for the councillors. There was the appendix with the additional requirements, or hopeful requirements, if you like, and then the expression of interest document that went out certainly had a very large focus on the safety requirements. And I think I can say that the majority of those concerns are being addressed. Depending on the outcome of tonight and through the negotiation detail of the actual agreement, I think yeah, the majority of those concerns will be reached.
Thank you. Councillor Ducey, do you have a question?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry. My questions revolve around safety. So I think the reason, well, I know the reason I voted for ARIO was because they offered a product that seemed safer in that they had a few additional features that weren't available on the Beam scooters. So I was just wondering whether Beam is looking at producing a helmet that is able to detect if a rider is wearing it on their head. That's number one. Number two, does the Beam scooters have a device available that allows it to sense whether there's pedestrians around the machine? And the third one is whether they have the ability to see whether they are on a footpath or on a road, as the competitors did. So, thank you.
Mr CEO, I'll ask you to answer those three questions in there, I think. Yeah.
Through the chair, and thank you for the questions. Also, thank you for sending them through earlier in the day, so that I was actually able to send the questions directly to Beam, and I've got their response here, and if you like, I'll just read that out so I'm not getting it wrong. It is very important to us that we provide the city with realistic, achievable technology promises that are proven to work in industry. We want to ensure we can deliver on our commitments and provide a service the city can rely on for the long term. Question 1. Can the Beam device detect if a rider is wearing their helmet? Beam helmets, the answer. Beam helmets do not currently include a sensor that can confirm whether a rider is wearing a helmet due to concerns regarding the technology. Beam supports helmet use through a combination of rider education, enforcement measures, and our helmet lock system, which is designed to encourage helmet use. Then the next part, and I'll do the next two together. Does the Beam device have a sensor that allows it to detect nearby pedestrians and automatically slow down? And does the Beam device have sensors that detect if the vehicle is being used on the road or on a path and adjust its maximum speed accordingly? Beam's proposal has included the implementation of our onboard AI camera technology, Scoot Safe Vision, to the full fleet of e-scooters. This system can automatically detect and respond based on what surface a user is riding, including bike lanes, roads, footpaths and shared paths, and adjust speed accordingly, as well as detect pedestrians. However, this needs to be discussed in detail. This technology is in place currently in Melbourne on 500 e-scooters. Beam's original proposal was to have this technology implemented by December 2026. Please note, due to the process delay, this may push that timeline slightly.
Thank you. Okay. Any further questions? Do we have any speakers against this? Councillor Milne, do you wish to speak against?
Yes.
Certainly, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I've been racking my brains trying to think of a model kind of metaphor for the Beam scooter, and I think maybe the one I could come up with was Evel Knievel, who famously broke every bone in his body, because what we see is, knowing people who work at the emergency at our local hospital, there are continuous presentations there, and obviously we had the death over the new year, and we know that there's a current inquiry going on in Perth with I think it was 5 deaths. I think that we looked at before as well. So and some of, I mean, there are many people, although the council may be fairly unanimous in its direction here, there are a lot of people in our community that don't think too much of the Beam scooters left all over town, and or in our ocean, or and yeah, those types of things. So I think obviously I don't have a problem with private property and anyone owning whatever they want to own. I think that's an important right. But for us as a council to adopt responsibility for what people do on their scooters, and for policing helmet wear, and for all those types of things, I think it's just too big a risk for our council. So I'm speaking against, and I urge you to, I'm voting against, urging you to also do that.
Thank you. Now we ask opportunity for a speaker for the motion. Councillor Parker, you wish to speak for?
Yes, thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
And we've come down this path. I think this one's got that much publicity in the media, here at councils and that. We've got a simple decision to make. Do we want Beam or not? RAO were there. They were accepted as the contractor, did not take it up. As I said before, Beam have been here, showed their goodwill to be part of Geraldton, get the Tourism Act activated and around. It's a simple question. Do we want them or not? And to me, this arguing about safety and everything, this has all come out weeks and weeks ago with RAO. They could not fulfil their contract. They did not want to be here. Whether or not we were a guinea pig in a setup to get here, their beams in WA is another thing. But let's just make it simple. Yes or no, we do want Beam, or we do want e-scooters here in Geraldton to let people get around. What's happened before, let's forget about it. Let's make a decision straight away. Beam are the only ones available. Let's give them the contract. They've been loyal for 4 years and done the correct thing for this town. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Parker. Do we have any other speakers against the motion? Do we have any speakers for the motion? Councillor Van Stein, would you like to have some concluding remarks?
Look, I was not going to, about 2 seconds ago, I wasn't going to have a concluding remarks. I think Councillor Parker summed it up just fine. The decision here is there's only one tenderer left. We went to tender, we've been through all the dance, and but when it comes to questioning technology, neither proponent has on-the-head technology. It doesn't exist. So why would we be trying to impose things that don't exist on providers? Would be beyond me. And forgive me if I'm wrong, Councillor Milnes, but 2 people died in car accidents just this week. Are we proposing that the city doesn't allow its workers to drive cars anymore so they avoid fatalities? Because I find that, that in a 4.5-year period where someone ultimately did and sadly and tragically died,
on a beam scooter, but beam scooters make up what? I don't know, say 1 in 20 scooters on the road at the moment, 1 in 50. You know, to cancel just 200, what will be a 250 fleet in thousands of scooters in Geraldton, you're not going to change that rate. We just stop. At the end of the day, we went out for tender. We went out as a group and asked for tenders. We've done that. We've gone back. We awarded to someone who obviously couldn't deliver, pulled out of yet another location after pulling out of New Zealand. You know, let's just a deep breath. We went out to tender, award it according to sound government's principles and procurement principles, as was eloquently stated in a lot of the media throwing through, and let's just hold that up and award it to Beam. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Van Stein. So that concludes this debate. So now I ask councillors to cast their vote, please. Okay. That motion is passed 7-1. 11.6 is reports to be received. Item RR85, reports to be received for July.
Yes, happy to move parts A and parts B, thank you.
Thank you. I was looking for words there. You assisted me. Councillor Giudice? Thank you. Deputy Mayor Colliver, wish to speak?
I have nothing further, thank you.
Okay. Councillor Giudice? Are there any questions? Anyone wish to speak for or against? Does anyone wish to oppose this motion? Move that is passed unanimously. Item 12, motions by members of which previous notice has been given, and there is none. There are also no questions from members which due notice has been given. Point 14, new business of an urgent nature introduced for decision making, and there is none. Councillor, we have a tender document there which we would like to keep in the public realm if we can, and if there is nothing sensitive released in that, then we will continue that before we have to go behind closed doors. So I'll call item, unless someone is indicating now they wish to speak of a sensitive nature, but if they don't, we will roll on with this one. So item CS 321, RFT 2526, 16, cleaning of city buildings. And just a reminder, councillors, if you are moving a motion, you just have to state the award the tender to the name of the person without actually stating the amount, although the amount will be filled there. So do we have a mover of the motion or a motion? Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong screen here. I'll look at this one. So, Deputy Mayor Colliver, you wish to move what?
Yes, thank you. Yes, 1A, B, C, D. Let's start at the top. 1, to award separable portions 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 and 10 to tenderer to Bright Mark Group Proprietary Limited.
Thank you. Keep going.
For an estimated contract.
Yeah.
You're going to do all of that?
No, you just have to state the names.
Okay.
And then go down to the next bit if
B,
you are moving that.
Award separable portion 7 to tenderer 4, hot cleaning services. C, award separable portions 6, 9 and 11 to tenderer 5, Iconic Property Services Proprietary Limited. And D, award separable portions 4 to tenderer 6, Norfolk Cleaning Services.
Thank you. That is, so now we need a seconder for that motion from Councillor Colliver. Councillor Parker, wish to second that? Thank you. Deputy Mayor Colliver, would you like to speak for that motion?
No, thank you.
Okay. So that is all listed up there, extensive. Councillor Parker, do you wish to speak? No. Thank you. So any questions? Any questions? And bearing in mind, if it does become sensitive, then we will have to go behind closed doors. No questions. Moving on. Any speakers against the motion? Any speakers for? No? No closing remarks? Thank you. Councillors, I will ask you to cast your vote on this item, please. Oh, I was one of those. We need one more. There we go. Motion is passed 8-0. Councillors, we will now be moving a confidential item, so I will move from the chair a procedural motion that we move behind closed doors as such. So do I have a seconder for that motion? Thank you, Deputy Mayor Colliver. Thank you. Anyone wish to oppose that motion? No. Well, that motion is passed, so we will now move behind closed doors, and we will just wait a little time. Okay, so the meeting was reopened to the public. I declare this meeting closed at 18:53. Thank you.